time to finally settle that age-old debate, the one that's been plaguing gamers since the early 2000s. You know the one I'm talking about, Final Fantasy VII versus Final Fantasy VIII. Which one is better? Cloud versus Squall, Aerith versus Rinoa, spiky haircuts versus swoopy ones? Well, to be honest, that's all a matter of opinion, but all I'm saying is Final Fantasy VII is getting a remake, so if you missed it the first time around, now is your chance. Hi, I'm Jess Brohard, and you're watching All In. On April 10th, fans all over the world had their prayers answered when Square Enix released the first part of the remake. Originally released in 1997, Final Fantasy VII received international acclaim in a Western market where JRPGs were, up until that point, still very niche. It blew expectations out of the water and became the best-selling Final Fantasy title in the series. Until 2 years later when Final Fantasy VIII was released, that is. But do higher sales numbers equate to a better game? That is a strong, definite maybe. Now, over 20 years later, all eyes have been on Square Enix as they geared up to release a remake of the game that has been touted by some as the greatest game of all time. The Final Fantasy VII Remake is a retelling of the original story, where you follow Cloud Strife as he joins Avalanche, an eco-terrorist group fighting to stop the evil Shinra Corporation from draining the planet's life energy. So you know, minor stuff like that, just saving the world, nothing at all like watching an emo-haired boy dance across a ballroom with his love interest. According to Square Enix, this remake rebuilds and expands the legendary RPG, indicating that we're getting more than just a retelling with modern graphics, which, by the way, are now rendered in real time instead of the pre-rendered environments we saw in the original. Producer Yoshinori Kitase has stated that they don't want this remake to be just a nostalgic experience for longtime fans. Those who have played Final Fantasy VII and loved it already are in for some pleasant surprises. Notice how I said earlier that April 10th was the release date for the first part of the remake? That's right, Episode 1 is itself a full standalone game. In addition to changing some minor storyline details to fill in plot holes and update for a modern world, Episode 1 takes place entirely in Midgar. They've expanded the storyline and even added entirely new characters or changed the way certain character interactions and plot points occur. Old fan favorite locations will be making a return, with fans speculating that some ideas and content that were scrapped the first time around will be featured in the remake. The Honeybee Inn, for instance, originally had a lobby and was fully programmed but ended up being unused in the original release of the game. Which leads us to wonder, will there be a point to purchasing the Villa Cloud in Costa del Sol this time around? Besides just to flex on how much spare gil you have? Congratulations, you just purchased the world's most expensive bedroom. Gameplay-wise, the remake features a modified version of the ATB or Active Time Battle system, which fills up slowly over time or more quickly with attacks. But this time, both combat and exploration are done in real time, which means you've got to have sharp reflexes to dodge, attack, and block. Or if you're a little slow on the uptake like me, you can choose to play in the game's classic mode, retaining the game's turn-based roots and allowing combat to play out automatically. What more could you want? The Final Fantasy VII Remake has something for everyone. Whether you're brand new to the game or a veteran member of Avalanche, you do not want to sleep on this release. And don't forget about the Deluxe Edition, which also lets you snag a hardback art book, mini soundtrack CD, and more. That's it from me, but be sure to tweet me at Jess Brohard and let me know which new feature you're enjoying the most. Stay tuned and we'll be back with more All In.